What's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of the Bivocational Builder. My name's Caleb Knight, and I am not only a pastor, I also own a construction company. Hence, I am a bivocational builder. And I just wanted to give you an update. We've got a little time here. I have no intention of continuing all of these episodes from my truck, but man, it's just what seems to work the best sometimes. So this morning, it's Friday, it's rainy here in DFW, and I had a meeting with a fellow pastor at Starbucks. I'm preaching at his church in the next couple of weeks. So talked with him for about an hour and a half, and just kind of talking about different things. And then I had to swing by the church to shoot a little video, an invite video for this weekend. We're kicking off a new series. Easter's coming. From there, I swung by a job the guys are at, and just checking on the progress, checking if they needed anything, checking if there were any problems. Problem solving is the greatest skill in our world, I think. Even as a pastor, constantly problem solving. But also, from there, I went out to look at another job, check on it, see what would be needed to kind of finalize the front end of things to get the job rolling. And from there, I went home, ate some lunch, and now I'm off to look at another job, finish up a couple little items on a punch list so that it will be done. And I had to do something yesterday that I really, wanted to talk about. I kind of put on my tool bag for a moment to finish something up because the guys are busy, and I had an older lady that I'd done some work for previously, and she had gotten sick, went into the hospital. She got released from the hospital, and she needed some grab bars put up in her home to help her, kind of access things she needs to access. And so I didn't have, the a way to send one of the guys over to do it. So I just did it myself because she needed the help. And so, in that moment, I've been trying over the last few years to kind of step out of doing the actual construction work, focus on the company. There's a good message in that for bivocational pastors dealing with our churches. We've got to really work on stepping out of doing everything and get that bird's eye view of the ministry of the church, the organization, and begin to utilize other people and their skill sets and giftings and callings to do some of the things that we just don't need to do, so we can focus on the things we should be doing and need to be doing. I'm kind of doing that same thing in my construction company, just trying to focus on the things that I've really never really focused on, building the company and running a company. So I had to jump in and get my hands dirty because this lady needed some help. And it wasn't a ministry thing. It was, a job. I did charge her, but I tried to be as generous as I could in what I charged, because I know she's older, and she just got out of the hospital. She really needed some help. And after I did the job, there was a moment where these two worlds that I live in as a bivocational pastor kind of converged. I don't ever look at necessarily my construction work as ministry. I'm there to provide a service for people or a product, and I try to do that with excellence. I try to serve them well. I try to provide value with what I'm providing and what I'm charging them. Um, and so, those are things obviously that you can do in ministry also. But and this was just a little different, man. There was a moment where I was done. I'm walking out the door. She's paying me through an app, so I'm just waiting. And we started talking, and she started telling me that she's 2 weeks past her expiration date that the doctors had given her when she walked out of that hospital. And man, there was a moment just where ministry and what I do for a living, they kind of converged together in one moment. I have this lady that needed my service, but also, she's in her house, she's been giving no time to live, and I could have rushed out to the next thing. I'm never not in a hurry. I've always got more to do than I have time. But I decided in that moment it was necessary to just listen, to just sit there and listen. And one of the things that I realized was this lady had some dreams, even in her old age and being sick and not given any time to live. Every day is a gift for her. Every day is a gift for her. And I think we should live the same way, even if we don't have a death sentence by a doctor. Every day is a gift. That's another message. But, I started thinking, man, what I'm doing in this moment is ministry. This lady might have called me over to hang some bars so she could function better in her home for as long as she can. But man, she was just also needing someone to talk to in that moment. And I made a commitment to her that I was going to pray for her. That I was going to pray that the Lord would give her strength for as long as He would. It's out of my hands. It's out of the doctor's hands. And man, this woman, she is strong mentally. She's still sharp mentally, but she needs a touch in her physical body. And, she had some dreams that she was holding on to that she could see before she passed from this life. And that really hit me, man. What are the things that we're taking for granted every day of our life? Especially if you're a bivocational pastor, man, it can be hard. It can be really hard. There's days where it's like, man, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm tired of doing both. I wish I could pick one or the other. There's days that just the weight of it all is too much. But man, what if we actually looked at life as a gift? As every day is a gift. I'm not going to sit here and say it's easy to do. It's not easy for me to do. It's not easy for me to do right now as I'm driving down the road, because I'm going to do another punch list that my guys don't have time to do because they're on a bigger project. And so, I'm a little frustrated because I've got to come over and do this, but it needs done. But it also, who knows what type of opportunity is going to rise from it. And I think we just need to open our eyes to the opportunities just to be an encouragement to people in our everyday life. If you're a bivocational pastor, there are bivocational pastors, and there are probably more bivocational pastors than they are vocational, full-time pastors. I don't know if that's, how accurate that is, but I'm going to assume there's probably more. And we only hear about those that are vocational because generally they have the time and the, skill set and the means to, put out what they're doing. And I am in no way, shape, or form, saying there's something wrong with that. I know a lot of people have issues with that. I don't have an issue with that. But a lot of people are living this bivocational life. And even if the pastor isn't, the senior pastor, the leaders might be bivocational. They might be giving themselves 40 plus hours at a job and then doing what they can to help lead the church after their job or on the weekends. And so I want to encourage you in this. Let every day be a gift. Find a way to encourage someone. Listen long enough so that you can just be a benefit to the people around you, whether you're in the church or on the job or in your home. There's so much more to this life than, what we make of it oftentimes. And I'm not saying it's not hard. I've been doing bivocational ministry my entire life. But let's just change our perspective a little bit. You never know what season you'll be in, a year from now. Maybe if you're bivocational, you'll be full time ministry. Maybe you won't. I don't know. I can't answer that. But we can change the way we see things. Let every day be a gift. And let the Lord use you and work through you, not only on Sunday mornings when you're in pastor mode, but there's opportunities to minister to people every single day of our life. If you are enjoying this, do me a favor. Hit that like button. Maybe share it to encourage another person, another pastor, and subscribe to this channel. I want to help you. I want to encourage you. I want to share my journey, and hopefully my journey will help strengthen you for yours. Till the next time, the Bivocational Builder is signing out.